Hey guys, welcome back. It's time to take a look at some shenanigans that they're going on. They're going on Facebook. Who would have thought the original place from which all of the whatnot G-Baller 69 scamerinos have come from? The original resting place, the original home of the waffle. Yes, they call them waffles. A lot of people, it blows my mind that people use the term waffle but don't understand why they're using waffle. It's because everyone says it. It's waffle because raffle is automatically flagged by Facebook. They don't want to be automatically flagged because it is illegal gambling. Whoop-de-doo. Who would have thought that that was a thing? But we have a Zach Attacker who reached out to me here. This story blows my absolute mind because we have the chat. We're going to take a look at the examples. We're going to take a look at the chat. And not only does the person that is opening the pack either pretend that nothing is wrong when the pack is clearly resealed. There's right there in front of you examples of why you should know that. And if you're breaking expensive packs for people, vintage packs for people, you would think that you'd be able to identify that stuff. Now, the way that he talks in videos, the way that he talks, the way that he runs the group, you would think this guy at least somewhat knows what he's talking about. Like, he's not a total noob. But the people in the chat also not noticing. This is a noob trap to oblivion. This is clearly resealed. So we have an example of either the seller is hiding the fact, knows and is hiding the fact that these packs are resealed, which I think is very likely. And then there's another chance that he's just fucking dumb. Which is, you know, we got to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's just fucking dumb. So here we have it. We have a Pokemon Center, the Facebook group. No, not to be confused with the actual Pokemon Center. It's weird that you would name yourself after something that is already a Pokemon thing. I get it. If you want to call yourself Pokemon Town or Pokemon G-Baller Razzle Club, by all means. But it's weird. It's weird that you went with Pokemon Center, which is, it's already kind of not only just something in the Pokemon games, but something that the Pokemon company uses to sell their stuff. I don't know if that confuses people. Regardless, here this is Noob Trap City. I know a lot of the people that if you're into Pokemon enough that you're watching these videos, you probably are not going to fall for a lot of this stuff. But the people that are getting into this, that are spending big money on opening booster packs or having someone open booster packs for them and getting their absolute dick ripped off, it's absolutely mind-blowing. So here we have it. Here we have the offender and or idiot Bryan Hindman. And we got a little story from Zach Attacker who sends me, hey man, not sure if you hear much about Facebook and some of the funk that has gone on over there. The group Pokemon Center has 11K members and they run off a lot of heavy packs to rip. They've been showing some signs of tampering or selling resealed packs lately. They raffle off some very high-end vintage packs and have had a few different occurrences. First edition packs with non-first edition cards. More recently, packs from Aquapolis and Unseen Forces with other sets inside the packs. Just feels like there's something going on there. Not sure if they are the ones doing the deeds or if they're buying the product from shady people and just hiding the truth. Yeah, probably. All right, clip number one. But before we get into that, I just want you guys to just take a second. If it's not on screen long enough, just give it a pause and just look at the chat. The chat does not realize that anything is going on at any point here. I don't know if that's because they get banned. If someone says something bad, they get banned from the chat. That's often a thing. Shout out to Whatnot for allowing that to happen. But let's take a look at this clip here where the booster pack in question. Now, yes, we see this weird thing where people will alternate between opening the bottom, opening the top of certain packs. It's weird to me. You would think that they would always do it the same way. Not in this case, not in many cases where we examine. Yeah, again, that's not necessarily a sign that someone is guilty of doing sketchy things. But this one here, where he's opening the bottom and then the top kind of like opens itself. It's a very snee type scenario here. Just take a look. He's pulling out like the bottom of the pack and the top just comes straight apart. So in this instance, it is a little bit important to note that he is opening from the bottom, and that's probably by design, if I had to guess.
Easy in the group. He won the Gengar. I think he won something else. He won the Skyridge Gengar BGS 9. And then something else. Maybe through I? Celebi. Oh yeah, I have pulled one of the Celebis for, I think it was a giveaway. We got it open. So this is the first time I've ever opened this set. I'm gonna keep these right here, just like this.
For reference, this is the booster pack that he's opening. It's a Typhlosion. This is just an example so we can see, because you do see part of the booster pack in the clip, but not all of it. There's the purple and blue background on it. Sick nasty. The problem is when you're opening an Unseen Forces booster pack, you probably shouldn't get a Sandshrew from Team Rocket Returns. That's a big no-no. And then also the fact here that you pull a Ruby and Sapphire switch, but not just the regular Ruby and Sapphire switch. If you squint your eyes real hard, you can see that it says 2004 down at the bottom there. That is out of a theme deck and or those battle decks. So this thing, not only could it not come out of that pack, but it also can't come out of packs in general. As you're about to see here, at least it has the Unseen Forces Reverse Meganium in the pack. That's a pretty good sign, right? No, just watch. Let me know. Feel free to pause it before I give you the answer here, and let me know what's going on, what's wrong with the hit in this pack.
Color. It's red. Normally that's a decent sign, right? Oh, nice. You got the Ho-Oh. That is sick. Not the EX, but Ho-Oh, in my opinion, is a win. That's a cool card. It's pretty. I think Ho-Oh is underrated.
Now. I know what one person is saying. They're saying, Rattle, what's the issue here? What's going on? Why are we making a video about this? It's a holographic Ho-Oh. It's a hit. Why would someone repack and put a Ho-Oh in there? Well, the problem with that Ho-Oh is the fact that you can't pull that from a booster pack. That is a theme deck exclusive Ho-Oh with a Cosmos holographic pattern. So whether or not the person resealing this knew that, whether or not they were just trying to put something in there and dupe some people that are not very smart, that are very new to the hobby, that they're thinking, hey, I bought a heavy pack. You got to put a heavy hit in the heavy pack. What are we gonna do? Well, let's get a theme deck Ho-Oh and slap it in there. This is what the actual Ho-Oh looks like from the set that you can pull from booster packs. It is a non-holo rare, but you can't sell a heavy pack if it's got a non-holo rare Ho-Oh in it, can you? No, you definitely can't. Here's the set. No, there are not 27 holographics. For anyone that doesn't know, back in these sets, the EX era sets, the holographics were all at the start of the set, and then later on, when you get up to number 27, you're all out of holos. There's no holos there anymore. That's all the holos up in the top here. I think it ends at 18 Earthring, if I'm not mistaken. That's probably correct. Don't quote me on that. And for anyone that's wondering, how do you know? How do you know where the variants are for each set? And my best advice is probably you just type in whatever the set name is, and you type in Bobapedia, and then you can go down to additional cards here. We can see here number 27 out of 115, Ho-Oh Cosmos Holo Golden Sky Theme Deck exclusive. And that's what we had in the pack there. Obvious resale, and something that people should have noticed in the chat, something that the breaker, if people are buying these expensive packs from you and you don't notice any of these things, I get it. Maybe there's one card that swapped out. Maybe they did a really good job. They resealed and they had all the correct cards in there. The only way to tell would be like damage on the cards, because it's repacked with cards that are from the set and repacked as good as possible. But you can see that there's play on the cards themselves that shouldn't be there, that wouldn't be there from the factory. There's a big difference between the scratches and stuff like that on holo or on the back of cards that are there from actual wear and factory damage. They're night and day. You can almost always tell. Let's take a look at one more example here. We have Aquapolis. Surely this is going to turn out all right. We got Anthony in the chat saying this the heavy pack waffle. So you got to be doing some illegal gambling while you have repacks. It's the only way to do it. Apparently there are more examples of this. I can't spend any more time on this, I don't think. If there are more examples and we do want to take a look at them, we can. But I mean, this is a repeat offender, either hiding and or doing this in on it kind of thing, that hoping that people don't notice, and people aren't noticing. That is the painful part about all of this. The fact that no one in the chat seems to notice, whether or not, again, it could be the fact that they're newbie doobies, which is probably the reason that they're on Facebook buying raffles. Sorry, I'm not going to say raffles. They're illegal lotteries on Facebook, instead of actually just going out and spending their money in an intelligent way in the hobby, which I try to push to an extent. This is not just me being elitist and saying like, no, you shouldn't do this. I'm telling you that you're wasting your money if you're doing this, because first of all, they're charging a huge premium for these waffle doffles, the same way with mystery boxes and anything like that. If you want to accumulate some kind of awesome collection and or value within that collection, this is the stuff that you need to avoid. Because even if they're doing it legitimately, you're not getting good value. And chances are there's a lot of them on there that are not doing it legitimately, that are taking advantage of you, the same way that people would be taking advantage of with this stuff. It's plain as day. Getting taken advantage of. People don't know it. People can't tell. But there's a lot of ways that, again, I've said it a million times. If someone wanted to scam you on whatnot, they can. It is very easy to do so. They can easily do it. And unless they get greedy or they're really fucking dumb, they're going to get away with it, because you can easily hide that stuff.
The Entei pack. Good luck to him. Hopefully it is, in fact, heavy. Is this the heavy pack waffle? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, yes, it is. Just go to eBay Motors where the check needs a guaranteed fit. Let's ride. I see a Larvitar peeking through. I still can't comfortably get it out.
What's the difference between selling on a marketplace and
there we go.
All right, so in this part here, he's going to recognize that there's something fishy going on. He doesn't totally recognize how fishy it is. The order on this pack is absolutely ridiculously wrong. Not to mention the fact that we're going to have two reverses, one of which is Expedition, which clearly should not be in there. And then we end up with a hollow as well that has a whooper in front of it. Like this is and his like kind of backpedaling or saying like, hey, maybe this pack was super heavy to the extreme because there's two reverses in it. Like the thing is clearly repacked. I mean, can you get a weird thing every once in a while? Sure. But when it's time and time again here, when there's multiple examples, if you don't think this is repacked, and if you're not like calling it out and checking, the biggest thing, not even remotely phased or going to check what's going on here. He's going to say that the reverse hollow way more than a hollow, but he means does the reverse hollow way more than a regular card? Like clearly, yes. Yes, it has foil on it. That's what makes it more heavy than a regular card. It's got the layer. It's got the layer there that isn't there on the other card. So it makes it slightly heavier. That's the whole premise behind heavy packs that you're selling. You're selling heavy packs because the hollow is heavy. The reverse hollow has that same layer that makes it shiny. Blow your mind. Blow your absolute mind, guys.
1, 2. I think we're good. Executor. Okay. Feels like this might be bad news. Maybe, I don't know. I think it's supposed to be a rare, not a reverse rare. But we'll take that. Hollow should be right behind this next card. Oh, that's actually two reverse cards. So there was a rare, it was just a reverse rare. I wonder, I would imagine a reverse rare weighs more, right? A reverse hollow card weighs more than just a normal card? Kind of saw. Is it yellow? Oh yeah, yellow. What's up, Mike? Me and John both. Hopefully I didn't go too ham. I think I saw yellow. Lantern? I don't know why I'm thinking lantern. That's the only one I can think of. Electrode, lantern, lantern. So we did get a hollow and two reverses, so maybe that's why it weighed more than the rest.
Here it is, in case you missed it. We got the Professor Oak's research reverse from that symbol down at the bottom. Should be very obvious. He should have noticed. How he doesn't notice, how he doesn't know this is, again, I'm under the impression, it's my opinion, that he is just, he's knowingly not mentioning the fact that like this should not be in there and that it's probably resealed? Is it because he doesn't want to lose the money? He doesn't want people to refund? If it's a raffle daffle, then maybe he's got to refund everyone in the raffle, because you don't want to win a raffle. Again, the raffles and stuff like that, they can be easily rigged. They can be easily manipulated and put out in a way. We've seen it before on the channel here, where they choose a winner, and who would have guessed the winner is their fake account or their friend? That it doesn't matter. Where you're opening the pack here, I guess you probably should have repacked it a little bit better if you were trying to dupe anyone with that. If that's the scheme, if that's the play here. But the fact that we're profiting off of illegal gambling, and then also we're just going to be what looks like completely dishonest with the fact that, like, come on, you can't possibly tell me that you don't realize this shit is resealed. I mean, it's not one time. This is a reoccurring thing. Like, you should notice right off the top, like when you look at the two reverses here, when you see this one and it doesn't have the right set symbol or the number in the bottom, not to mention the fact you could look at the two reverses and be like, hey, wait a minute, this isn't supposed to be in that pack. Maybe it's resealed. Again, we had this pack that was opened from the top instead of the bottom. So again, that kind of leads me to believe that he might know where the reseal is happening. That first example that we saw where the top opens like nothing, but he avoids opening at the top. He wants to open at the bottom, keep the back side the same way that Snee would open at the top, but the bottom of the pack is open. At least these are like actually resealed. So I mean, at least that effort went into it. But I guess when it's a more expensive pack than a Vivid Voltage, you probably want to at least pretend to have a seal on that bad boy. All right, we have a little statement by Nino here, who says, the reason I don't like waffle, since I'm now waffle emoji. Since I'm now blocked for calling out thousands of dollars of resale packs being waffled, I figured I'd shed my thoughts on the matter. People like myself and others who genuinely care about the community and fellow collectors don't want to see people go empty-handed. Gambling is an addiction, one that can be crippling. I've seen so many collectors go from gotta catch 'em all to gotta sell 'em all because they lose 1,000 times more than they win with nothing to show for it. Well, yeah, well, there's one aspect that, like, the gambling thing, again, it's not, there's a reason why they call it a waffle. You might be contributing to that a little bit by using the emoji. It's a raffle. Well, more technically, it's a lottery. It's an illegal lottery. This is from Pokemon Center, also probably trademark infringement, and the fearless leader, Bryan Hindman, who refuses to blast the person he buys his resealed packs from. The guy wouldn't even know if there was a card from another set there. I think he did. And I think he was hiding it. Again, like when you can name stuff off, when you can guess what the holo is going to be, to the point that you know what the holos are within Aquapolis, you should know when there's an expedition reverse in there that shouldn't be. Come on, like there's a certain amount of like playing dumb that you can do, and this isn't that. You don't get unlimited cards from first edition packs. You don't get expedition cards from Aquapolis packs. The moral of the story, waffle with caution. Some people do run them right, others just do it to line their own pockets and don't care if you get screwed. Well, yeah, no, they're all doing it to line their own pockets. No one's waffling anything. I mean, if they are, I mean, the most genuine example, which is still illegal in most places, is that they're going to try, maybe it's something that is expensive and they can't find a buyer for it because of that reason. So they're going to raffle it off for the actual cost of the item divided by however many spots there are. I would still advise people to not participate in that because it still can be very rigged. And I'm not talking about the fact that the product itself can be resealed. You're dealing with, this is like a back alley rolling the dice kind of scenario. The shell game, this is the new sketchy version of whatever you want to call that stuff. No, it's not a good idea. You're going to get screwed, even if the odds are going to work out to it's weird. Probability is, Pokemon collectors for some reason don't understand basic probability, and you can tell them a million times that if you flip 2 quarters and it comes up heads twice, it doesn't mean that it's 100% chance of heads. And if you flip that coin 1,000 times, it's going to be very, very close to the true result, which is 50-50. even if you gamble enough on this stuff, you're going to end up being screwed by some of these people who are taking advantage of the fact that they are the house and they're not going to be honest about it. Unfortunately, we live in a world where people are not honest, and if they can find a way to take advantage of you and steal money from you, essentially, they're going to do it. It's just straight up that. So we have the DMs here where he says, hey, please message me personally if you have any issues. Would rather hear from you rather than others. I bought a batch of bad packs from the same seller. All parties have been refunded. I thought we squashed this a while back, brother. Figured it would be best to talk through it. So I don't know. Even okay, let's use our benefit of the doubt to the extreme goggles here, and we're going to pretend that he didn't realize that the stuff was you can't even, like, there's no defending this. Maybe we're gonna say he knew that the packs were resealed, but he hid it, but then he made it right eventually, which is, it's better than nothing, I suppose. If it actually happened, we don't see the receipts for that, so we don't know. But the fact that you almost certainly faked the fact that you didn't realize, the fact that the chat didn't realize, and you didn't point something out on the spot when you had the chance to do so, that's pretty fucking sketchy. That's really sketchy. And like, that leads me to believe that there was more to it than you just buying some bad packs. Like, it happens once and you miss it. All of a sudden you miss, like, there's a comment in there that's the wrong set or something like that. Sure. You know what? We're going to give you the benefit of the doubt on that. But not when it's multiple packs. Not when it's stuff that's this obvious. Like, you just have to basically know, okay, so maybe some person that knows nothing. We're going to get my grandmother in here. She's going to open a pack of cards. Maybe she doesn't notice that the set symbols aren't the same. Maybe she doesn't know that the holographics are not supposed to look like that. Maybe she doesn't know that maybe she can name off the lantern that's in the Aquapolis set, but she also doesn't know the difference between the Ho-Oh that's supposed to be in the set and the one that's Cosmos, and then also the set symbols at the bottom. She hates set symbols. She never looks at those. Ignore that. And she's like, what? 2 reverses? That's just a bonus. That's just a good time, if you ask me. He says, double shruggy emoji. Just seems like it was several, and the fact there's no public apology or admission seems like a very Zard Sanctuary / shady thing. I'm all about spreading awareness and keeping people safe from it. He says, I don't blast people. I never have. Well, you know what? You probably should, because it's your reputation on the line here. If you want to come out and say, like, hey, I'm a fucking idiot and I didn't realize I'm opening these expensive packs and I don't know what I'm looking at. I know I reference a lot of stuff that makes it seem like I do. But then also, you should probably reveal the source for the packs. If you're buying resealed packs from people, and this isn't just like, it's not like a bunch of the same pack or something. Like, clearly whatever source you got them from or they got them from is sketchy if you're not doing this yourself. I don't blast people. I never have. The seller I bought from, I don't want to tarnish because I believe he's a good dude and he just bought them and flipped himself. Okay, so, well, why not give up the information on the person that they bought them from? You can send a message to me. I'll gladly look into it. If you want to take a look at the source. And the good dude is buying packs that flip to you, and like, oh my god, I can't get over the fact that, like, you can name off what the holo, you think the holo is just based on the color, but you don't realize that there's an expedition reverse in there. And I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. If you guys couldn't tell, I'm not buying it. I mean, it's several packs, and we're nearing double digits for cards that shouldn't be in the packs. Then maybe it's an issue. So yeah, when you have 2 different sets in there too, your Team Rocket Returns and Ruby and Sapphire, the Ruby and Sapphire card that doesn't come from a pack, that's hard to ignore. And yeah, yes, you did your best. I did, however, create a group with all parties and apologize. You just weren't part of that. But why not message me and talk behind my back, you know? So I don't know if that actually happened. If it did, great. But still, at the same time, it looks like you were either trying to hide it at the time. It looks like you might have been involved with it. The whole thing is sketchy, and it proves that, like, you shouldn't be doing it. People shouldn't be participating in this stuff. You shouldn't be hosting it. If you have an actual reason that this happened and it wasn't your fault, it was because you were stupid, then you shouldn't be doing this. It's people's money that you're playing with here, and you either tried to hide the fact that you were fucking them. Maybe you were gonna pass it. Maybe you didn't reseal these yourself, and you were just trying to pass the buck off onto somebody else. I don't know what it is. You guys let me know what you think down below. But this is just, please, if you know anyone that's new to the hobby and they're doing the razzle thing, they're doing the whatnot purchase thing, just tell them not to. Just guide them in the right direction. I'm not saying that you need to babysit them and make them collect a perfect collector, but just let them know they need to educate themselves, and that there's a lot of phonies, a lot of scams, a lot of resealed, a lot of, like, especially when you get into the back alley Facebook waffle doffles. It's just bad news. Someone's gonna get ripped off. They're gonna get ripped off, and you can just show them this video. And then maybe they don't have to get ripped off. They can instead just skip that part of the process. Being a noob, getting ripped off on Facebook, they can just skip a whole level. Go up to level, instead of being like they're on level 2, which is get scammed. They're on level 3. They can start buying their own cards. They can buy what they want. If they do want to open packs, let them know it is a waste of money. It's as long as they're enjoying it and the value is worth it there. But just let them know that in terms of a best value, which a lot of these people are looking for, it's weird. All the people are looking for a deal. They're the ones that are like most like, oh man, I wish I could afford this. I wish I could afford this. Are the people that are like participating in this fucking waffle garbage. Don't do it. No mystery packs, no waffles. They suck. They're all out there to fuck you in the ass somehow. Whether it's repacks on this, or you actually win the waffle, and then you get fucked by a repack. Wow. That's if it's not rigged from the beginning, which it probably likely can be and will be if you enter enough of these. That's all I got. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry about the late upload. Join the Discord. See you next time. Bye.